Welcome to Iraqi Dinar News, your trusted channel for the most crucial updates on Iraq's financial future and global currency shifts. If you've been tracking the Iraqi dinar, the timing of this update couldn't be more significant. As of July 8, 2025, sweeping developments are unfolding that point toward a major financial turning point for Iraq, and possibly a broader shift in global currency valuations. Stay with us as we unpack the latest insider news and explain what it all means for investors and the global economic stage. The Central Bank of Iraq has accelerated its push to carry out sweeping monetary reform, reviving the 2011 plan originally crafted by Dr. Shabibi. Observers monitoring Iraq's financial landscape suggest the bank is not only reviving Shabibi's framework, but pushing forward with urgency, aiming to realign with both domestic and international financial standards. But despite this momentum, a key challenge remains: the persistent influence of the United States. Iraq's complete financial independence hinges on the U.S. stepping back and allowing full execution of this transition. While confirmation suggests the U.S. is willing to authorize final stages of Iraq's plan, the possibility of conditions or delays remains. On the ground in Iraq, a notable update comes from a citizen named Firefly, who shared an eyewitness account involving the United Nations Secretary General for Iraq. In a public statement, the Secretary General Al-Hassan declared that Iraq now functions as a regional and global banking powerhouse. This wasn't the first time he made such a bold claim. He delivered the same message in May 2025, and now it's being restated with renewed intensity. Financial experts are interpreting this repetition as more than political showmanship. It seems to be a strategic signal to global markets that Iraq is open for serious business. Behind the scenes, another critical piece is nearing completion: the long-delayed hydrocarbon law, or HCL. Sources close to this process report that once finalized, the law will prompt immediate high-level signings by figures like Prime Minister Soudani and one of Iraq's 3 presidents. The law is designed to ensure equitable distribution of oil revenues between Baghdad and the Kurdish region, a move that could eliminate long-standing internal disputes while also meeting key international standards on resource transparency and fairness. This could be a major boost to both the dinar's value and Iraq's global credibility. As financial analysts have pointed out, several big developments are overlapping at once, making this one of the most promising periods for Iraq in over a decade. And yet, not all hurdles are domestic. In a striking move, the U.S. Treasury recently imposed sanctions targeting an Iraqi network accused of smuggling Iranian oil using legal protection from within Iraq. The operation, allegedly led by businessman Salim Al-Mahd, was deemed a breach of sanctions against Iran. This development highlights how Iraq's reform efforts are being closely monitored and sometimes obstructed by international watchdogs. Iraq's financial vulnerability also stems from its near-total dependence on oil. With oil funding most of the federal budget, price fluctuations in the global market leave Iraq exposed. When oil prices are strong, the country thrives. When prices fall, deficits emerge, and the government struggles to pay salaries or fund basic services. This over-reliance on a single commodity is a primary reason why the Iraqi dinar hasn't yet been allowed to appreciate in value. True monetary strength requires economic balance, something Iraq is still working toward. But despite these structural issues, hope and excitement are rising. Many eyes have turned to the recent U.S.-Vietnam trade agreement as a possible domino. While that deal doesn't guarantee a revaluation of the Vietnamese dong, it does signal deeper economic ties and stability, both of which are often required before a currency can rise. Like the dinar, the dong has long been seen as undervalued. Now, with this momentum building, there's increasing talk of a domino effect across emerging economies. Vietnam's recent trade milestone is more than symbolic. Leading financial analysts, including Sandy Ingram, believe this signals a deep transformation in Vietnam's role on the global stage. The agreement isn't just about shifting goods, it's about elevating Vietnam's infrastructure, industrial capacity, and economic trust. With this foundation being laid, the Vietnamese dong may finally be positioned for a legitimate rise in value, spurred by increased foreign investment and local market confidence. The Vietnamese stock market has already responded with optimism, and this ripple effect is causing speculation about how other undervalued currencies, like Iraq's dinar, might follow suit. Back in Iraq, a major shift is underway. The central bank has completed its transition from a legacy electronic system to a streamlined model where Iraqi banks now managed external transfers directly through their international partners. While this may sound like a back-end upgrade, it represents a critical step in Iraq's broader monetary reform journey. For months, investors have watched and waited for signals that Iraq is truly committing to a new path. This digital shift may be the confirmation they've been hoping for. At the heart of Iraq's economic resurgence is the newly empowered Iraqi National Oil Company, INOC. It has now assumed complete control over the country's oil sector, and even the Kurdish region has agreed to full cooperation. This development is a game-changer. There are no disputes, no lingering conflicts, just unified governance under Prime Minister Soudani. With this internal alignment, the conditions are now ripe for the long-awaited hydrocarbon law, HCL, to move forward. This law not only distributes wealth more fairly, but also strengthens the dinar's potential by stabilizing oil revenues, Iraq's lifeblood industry. Prime Minister Soudani, aware of how critical this progress is to his leadership, is pushing hard to deliver results before his re-election bid. And he's making headway. From smoothing out public salary payments to organizing export logistics via key hubs like the Sand Port. Interestingly, these advancements seem to coincide with developments in the United States. One such example is the buzz around what analysts are calling a big, beautiful bill, speculated to be tied to international trade policy. Some believe Iraq and the U.S. may be coordinating a joint economic strategy to unlock major liquidity through synchronized reforms. Adding fuel to this momentum is a statement from Frank 26, a well-known voice in the currency community. He recently claimed that the Iraqi dinar's exchange rate is now fixed. While some may find that vague, others see it as a profound indicator. A fixed rate implies that the obstacles preventing a reliable currency value have now been resolved. According to Frank, Iraq's control over its oil sector, combined with its digital financial transition and stable governance, provides the foundation for this next stage. The pieces of the puzzle may finally be in place. Further intel from sources like Mark Z indicates that we are inside a 7-day window tied to critical trade agreements in the U.S. This short-term deadline could directly impact Iraq's financial trajectory, and with Iraq's parliament scheduled to reconvene on July 9, many insiders are speculating that the official announcement of a new exchange rate might align with that date. The timing, the coordination, and the high-level activity all point to something major unfolding. What's becoming more evident is the unprecedented alignment of internal progress and external support. Iraq's move to modernize its banking systems, finalize oil sector control, and draft cooperative trade frameworks is meeting external developments in just the right way. At the same time, Vietnam's economic transformation, driven by transparency and international partnerships, is reinforcing a broader pattern. Both countries are undervalued, both are reforming, and both are catching the attention of the global market. While no official confirmation has been given regarding exact revaluation dates or figures, the signs are becoming harder to ignore. Seasoned observers continue to urge caution and patience, reminding everyone that monetary reform of this magnitude is never simple or quick. But there is no denying the momentum. The currency landscape is shifting, and Iraq, alongside Vietnam, is standing on the edge of something historic. Stay tuned to Iraqi Dinar News as we continue monitoring these developments around the clock. Whether you're an investor, a supporter of reform, or simply curious about the future of the global economy, the days ahead could redefine everything we thought we knew about currency power.